Okay, so last night Clay and I watched Trolls. Full disclaimer, I fully expected to go into this movie thinking it's fine. Like, I was expecting, for all intents and purposes, Turbo, but a musical. It's very mediocre. It's something I've seen before. I know where this story is going. It's whatever. But I like musicals. I like songs, some of which I know are going to be original, like, Can't Stop the Feeling, which you still hear on the radio. And some are probably going to be like a jukebox musical, and I love that shit. I eat it up. I adore musicals. I was even telling Clay, I was like, dude, I love the Gerard Butler Phantom of the Opera movie. That's how much I fucking love musicals. But ultimately, I thought, I was like, it's going to be fine. And then I'll make a video tomorrow saying, Kung Fu Panda 3, I was hoping it would break the curse of the DreamWorks slump. It didn't break the DreamWorks slump. It was just kind of a bump in the road. We were even, because I think Boss Baby is next, we were contemplating, like, if we watch this movie and if it's another mid-as-fuck movie, or if it's worse, do we go ahead and just say, fuck it, we're going to throw on Boss Baby right now, we're going to do a double feature, and if Boss Baby is trash, maybe a triple feature, we'll just watch Boss Baby 2 a little bit early. But no double feature was had. No DreamWorks slump continued. Trolls was fantastic. I did not expect to say that. Neither did Clay, and both of us were like, why is this movie so fucking good? This was amazing. This was genuinely fantastic. This is an S-tier movie. It's so consistently entertaining, and not the just like, look, it's pretty colors, it's people doing stupid shit. I mean, like, there's a little bit of that where, like, there's a troll who's like, what's his name, like, Diamond Guy, or Guy Diamond, I think, who... Was he voiced by T-Pain? I never checked that, but he does, like, the T-Pain auto-tune at least once, maybe twice. I was like, yeah, he shoots, like, glitter out of his ass. There's some of that dumb shit in here. Like, there is a scene in the movie, it's pretty early on, where it's like, okay, I have to talk about the premise first, before I even talk about the scene I was about to talk about. The literal premise is what are they called? Like the Gurgan? I'm making a Gurgan in the divine drag. But they're called the Gurgan, or the Bergen. I think that's it. I was like, because it makes me think of Bloodborne and Bergenworth. So the Bergens are these, I can't say troll creatures because the trolls are the trolls, but the Bergens actually look like some evil trolls. Their thing is, they can't feel happiness. The only way they experience happiness is by eating a troll. Because a troll is generally something that's very happy, bright, colorful, singy. You eat that shit, you're like, I have felt genuine happiness. And then, eventually it wears off. So I guess it's almost like a drug. Like, there's a version of this movie where the whole thing is a metaphor for drug abuse, but that's not the movie we ended up getting. And I'm literally just thinking, like, what the fuck? This is an incredibly fucked up premise. Our main character is like, what Smurf shit is this? Like, you were literally being eaten so something else could feel happy. So on the one hand, I'm rooting for the trolls so they don't get eaten, but also I'm like, these kind of poor Bergens, like, that's kind of fucked up. Okay, movie, like, you've kind of got me here, and how the Bergen chef who prepared the trolls, like, this was her one calling in life, and it made her happy to do it. Bergens can't feel happiness and whatnot, but she enjoyed her job maybe a little bit too much, but then, the trolls ended up escaping, she ended up getting blamed for it, so she's been exiled, she's been looking for the trolls ever since. And eventually there's a big party, because the troll's like, it's been 20 years since we got the fuck out, let's party! And then, wow, my voice cracked, it is fucking early in the morning. But, the chef finds them, captures a bunch of trolls, so Princess Poppy, our protagonist, goes on an adventure, and then partway through, Branch, our Justin Timberlake for the movie, joins her, and then, they do their thing. Okay, so I'm going to talk about another quick scene before I talk about the part that I was about to talk about first before the premise. So there's a part where Justin Timberlake is talking, I'm probably going to call him that. His name is Branch. I genuinely liked the character, but I'm just going to call him Justin Timberlake because that's basically what I called him while watching the movie. Who's actually really good at voice acting, by the way. Like, I think he can, like, give good performances, and it's fucking JT. The man can sing. As the movie even says, he's like, I have a voice of an angel. Like, I mean, I've never heard an angel sing, but I can assume they probably, like, Justin probably doesn't sound too far off. Anyways, maybe that's super blasphemous to say, I don't know, might be. But, there's a part where they're like, Branch, you always think the Bergens are coming. And it shows a flashback, and then there's like a kid, and there's a sign in the back saying like, happy birthday, and he runs in, the Bergens are coming, like pushes the dude out of the way, pushes the birthday cake over, and runs off. And then it shows another thing where it's like, congratulations, and I think it's like a wedding. And he runs in, the Bergens are coming, pushes the cake, pushes the dude, and runs off. And then again, and it just says, sorry for your loss, and it's a funeral. And then he runs into the funeral, pushes over the funeral cake, pushes over the coffin. The dead guy falls out of the coffin, still smiling, running, the Bergens are coming. I'm like, what the fuck is this movie? Oh, this movie is mean, but it's the mean that I find funny, and I will be honest, I can't explain why. Like, I can't explain the difference between meanness I find funny and meanness I just find mean and unpleasant. There's a line in there, because I know I was talking about, like, Peabody and Sherman. I'm like, this is, like when Sherman is being bullied by Penny in the beginning of the movie, it's like, this isn't funny to me. It's just mean. Maybe it's because it wasn't really being played as a joke, whereas this is some gallows humor with like him interrupting a funeral, but it's still meant to be funny. Maybe that's it. Or like the first third of Chicken Little is so over the top with how mean it is. I think it's hysterical. But, oh yeah, by the way, I had a water bottle, so I've got the plastic cap so I can chew on it. I don't want to chew midway through a video. Maybe partway I will, because I think I've done it before, but when my craving kicks in, I gotta chew. Sorry, just remembering one of my favorite Caleb City videos, which I saw one yesterday I'd never seen before. I thought it was fucking great. But it's the Venus flytrap one. I gotta chew. That shit makes me laugh every time. Shout out to him, man. He's one of my favorite YouTubers. I fucking love Caleb City. One of the only YouTubers where I will, like, when I see a new video, I will just kind of drop what I'm doing to watch it. Anyways, point. So, the scene that really sold me on the movie, like the beginning, it's super colorful. We got a fucked up premise. I'm kind of down for it. And then that scene with Branch, interrupting everything and then interrupting the funeral and shit. Really funny. So Princess Poppy goes on her journey and sings this big song. And essentially the song is, I'm going on my adventure. It might be scary. I'm alone, and I don't know what the fuck is out here, but I'm gonna keep going. I will never give up. No matter how many times they knock me down, I will get back up again. She's not actually singing tub thumping, but that actually would have been kind of funny. It actually really would have fit. But, like, as she's singing this song about how she's got this chipper can-do attitude, all these monsters are just trying to eat her, several of which succeed. And then she has to, like, escape their bellies as the song is going on. It was some straight out of Amphibious shit. Like, I don't remember if I was watching it and, like, audibly howling with laughter. I think I was just like, what the fuck? But I thought it was so funny. And there's a lot of shit in the movie that's like that, where, like, this is, like I said just a little bit ago, it's the kind of, like, mean-spirited aggressiveness that I find really entertaining. I think it's great. I think it is sincerely great. Like, you've got the weird scene with the cloud guy, which it just kind of happens, and I thought it was just really funny and entertaining how he's just trolling Branch. He's like, hey, I'll tell you everything if you give me a high five. Oh, I'll do it. I know you'll do it. I want him to do it. Give me a high five. No, come on. No, come on. And he's like, just give me a slap. No, give Papa a slap. He just has, like, various different, like, synonyms for a high five. Okay, fine. Too slow. All right. Let's settle for a fist bump. Come on. Gear shift. Monkey butt. Like, all this different shit. Like, he's just trolling him. Like, this is fucking hilarious. Also, who is this voice actor? Like, he sounds familiar, but I can't place it. I found it. Like, oh, it's the guy that voices Rumpelstiltskin. No wonder I was so fucking entertained by this character. Oh, it was great. The actual Bergens. So when they're first introduced in the opening scene, they're all like humming in the Hall of the Mountain King, which I fucking love as a song. I think it's incredibly hype. Anytime I hear a variation of it, I'm like, this was it. But when you actually get to Bergentown, they're all fucking singing Clint Eastwood. I'm happy, I'm feeling glad. And one guy's like literally burying himself alive. I'm useless, but not for long. My future's coming on. Like, this is fucking. Oh, yeah, there's also a scene where they just fucking play Sound of Silence, and I love Sound of Silence. I ironically love the song, but it's like, can you just be quiet? You know, I appreciate silence. Hello, darkness, my old friend. with like all this shit around them that was singing along, is like, this is actually unintentionally creepy. But knowing how this movie is, I actually think this was intentionally creepy. And then Branch is like, hey, can I try? Takes her ukulele and then just throws it in the fire. You have the Bergen King, like the Bergen Prince, who's now like the Bergen King. I don't remember his name. And the scullery maid of Bridget, which is actually just sweet. I enjoyed their interactions. Although, it's one of the only things in the movie I was like, I don't quite buy this. Not the two of them and their characters or their relationship or anything. I found it very sweet and entertaining. But they talk about how it's been 20 years since the trolls escaped, and Princess Poppy has clearly grown up. Now, it seems like trolls, when they're adults, are still, like, really small, but it's like, okay, she's no longer a little baby troll. The prince, though, even though it's been 20 years, like, looks basically the exact same. I mean, I guess, like, he looks a little older, but he looks like a baby that has grown into maybe, like, an 8-year-old. He does not look like he is now 20. It was, like, the only thing in the movie. I was actually kind of looking forward to, like, oh, I guess we'll see, like, the prince now that he's older. He's like, I never got to eat a troll. I never got to experience happiness. And now he's, like, this tyrant. It's like, oh, no, he's just, like, literally a big kid. Okay. Like, it's not awful, but it's like, if they had said 10 years, I would have bought it a lot more, but they specifically said 20. I'm like, that's not 20 years. I don't know about that, Chief, but okay. The chef, I fucking love this character. I love how fucking terrifying she looks. Now, as a damn near 30-year-old man, I can look at this character design and go, yeah, that's pretty creepy. I appreciate that. I think it actually makes her, like, really funny. I like how very intense she is, and kind of badass she is. When she comes back, she's like, how much I missed bossing people. Or like, oh, she's pretty funny. If I watched this as a child, like, knowing how easily terrified of shit I was, I would have had nightmares. I 100% would have had nightmares of that thing grabbing me, putting me in her little fanny pack, and deciding to eat me. Russell Brand is also in the movie. His character's the, super zen, chill, and then he ends up betraying them and selling them out, which does lead to a funny scene where Justin Timberlake's like, you sold us out, and starts strangling him with his hair, and then Princess Poppy's like, no, let him explain himself. Oh, thank you, I'm selling you out, and then she starts strangling him. Like, I loved that. I thought he was fine. I think, like, he does have, like, one line delivery that's, like, really fucking cold. He's like, yeah, I mean, I'm gonna have to live with this for the rest of my life. At least for you guys, it'll be, quick. So in a way, I'm doing this for you. Like, that's some cold-ass shit. I like this movie a lot. Oh, yeah, and then, I have to bring up Can't Stop the Feeling, because, that is the song that, like, really took off. Like I said earlier, you still fucking hear it on the radio. I do like the song. It's very catchy. It's a very, like, just bright, pretty fucking scene. I enjoy it. It's like, yeah, as they're explaining to the Bergens, like, no, you can feel happiness. Like, when you two were on your date, you felt genuinely happy around each other. You don't have to fucking eat us to experience this. Come on. And, like, as everyone's, like, dancing and singing, like, yeah, the fucking color is coming to the town, and, like, you see, like, everywhere they step in the town, like, there's just color coming from everywhere. Kind of like the beginning of Road to El Dorado, as, like, all the shit's, like, the city is forming, and, like, the color is coming and shit. Like, this is so cool. This is actually, like, I think Clay pointed out, he's like, this is just a really cool effect. Like, yeah, it is. The movie's great. I had a blast. I loved the songs, both the original and the, like, jukebox musical ones. Are the main characters particularly like that new or that interesting? I would say they're likable. I would say that. I thought they were very likable. But it's, again, kind of like Turbo. This is stuff I've seen before, but I thought the actual writing was so consistently funny and had like a consistent edge to it. It made me genuinely entertained throughout the entire experience. It is a fantastic movie. I mean, like, yeah, if I am that consistently entertained and not just like, yeah, I mean, I'm entertained, it's something on. I'm like, no, I am laughing. I am having a good time. That to me is an S tier movie. Like, there were literally times I was like, okay, dude, you have to rewind that. I've got to see that shit again. That was way too funny. That's an S tier movie. It 100% is. Now, I will say, I don't think for me, it's on the short list of like, these are the ones that are contending for the double S, the best movie. I mean, that's still like Puss in Boots 2, which we technically haven't watched as part of the marathon, but I've seen it. I've seen it twice. It's a double S tier contender movie. Kung Fu Panda 1, Shrek 2, Megamind, Prince of Egypt, How to Train Your Dragon. I don't think it is. As much as I love How to Train Your Dragon, I think it's phenomenal. To me, I have it as kind of like just outside those other movies. It's like, as much as I love it, I know I don't love it as much as Shrek 2. I know I don't love it as much as Kung Fu Panda, Puss in Boots 2, Megamind, etc., but it's still fucking great. That's, to me, Trolls is kind of like that. It's like, I would probably put it below How to Train Your Dragon in terms of S tier movie, so I know it's not in like the crown contender, but really good shit. And now I'm going, there's a Trolls 2, like, I know there's a whole TV show, I'm probably not going to watch it, but I mean, if enough people are telling me, I don't know, if they're like, no, if you liked the movie, you're going to love the show is just better, then maybe I'll check it out. But I kind of went from going like, all right, we have to watch Trolls, and I imagine it'll be fine. There's a Trolls 2. I don't know. Maybe I'll like it. We'll see. Now I'm actively looking forward to Trolls 2. So hopefully it doesn't disappoint me. I don't know. We'll see. But at the absolute worst, I had a lot of fun with this one. Hopefully that continues with the next movie.